Welcome into your NBL Now Wednesday edition, and it's a players edition on Wednesday. That's how we do it, and I'm very excited for this one because it's a big week coming up for this man, a certified bucket, and a well overdue reward for one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. Daniel Johnson joins me. DJ, a lot of people, we haven't heard from you for a little while, but what's going on? How you doing?
No, I'm good. Enjoying retirement. It's been nice. So yeah, just enjoying watching, and it's been good.
Jersey retirement. It's on Monday the 13th. Is it still a little bit surreal to hear that and to know what's coming?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty strange to be honest. Kind of still coming to terms with being retired and doing something else. But no, I'm grateful for it. It's going to be a special night and something I'm looking forward to.
Some of the stats and just looking up the numbers, and I had the privilege of obviously being there at the beginning of it all in Adelaide and then playing against you, battling you for a few years. So over 5,800 points for the 36ers, over 2,500 rebounds. You averaged 16 and 7. And your career as a whole, a three-time first teamer, three-time second teamer, a third teamer, a most improved player. When you hear all of that and you're thinking about it all, going back to 2008, 2009, when your NBL career began for the Tigers, could you ever have envisioned you'd tick all that off?
Oh no, probably not. That team I was part of was pretty talented. Had a lot of guys that had kind of played at Olympics and done some, had some pretty amazing careers. So going into that environment, kind of realizing pretty early I had a lot of work to do to kind of get better. But that was a special place to start with some of those great players. And now looking back on it, it's pretty fortunate to be able to tick off all those things.
Well, we look at the NBL now and we look at the pathways. And again, a lot of people would forget because they saw you do it here for so long at such a high level. But you had the year at college. We see the opportunity for young guys to go to college as a Next Stars program now since it all began for you. If you started it all over again, would you go the same route for college? Would you go straight to pro? Do you think about any of that?
Oh, a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty happy I went for at least a year and realized pretty quickly it wasn't for me. I didn't have the best experience, but I was still happy I did it just to know, no regrets about not staying or anything like that. And, now seeing all the pathways the young guys coming through have, it's pretty exciting for the league and Australian basketball. And, I think, for us at that stage, it was kind of just college or NBL, and kind of gave it a crack and realized pretty quickly I wanted to come back here and start playing, and I'm pretty grateful I did that.
Yeah, when you did that for the Melbourne Tigers, as we mentioned, so you had 3 points a game in the first year, you played 20 games. Were you as prepared for professional life and I guess the NBL at a time when it was still very big, it was booming there, we know it had a bit of a dip before it was taken over by Larry in 2015. Did anything shock you when you became a pro?
Well, I guess that group I came into, it was kind of all the guys that were playing, and the main core of that group were all guys that had been together a long time and kind of seasoned veterans, and it was great to learn off them and see their habits. But at the same time, I was at a different stage of my career where I had to kind of be putting in more work and getting better, whereas they were already at a peak and just maintaining. So I guess it was kind of different ways of approaching it at that period. And then obviously coming to Adelaide, a big part of that was Marty being in Adelaide and knowing I had to get better and work hard and knowing he'd push me. So I'm pretty happy I made that decision.
The decision to move to Adelaide obviously paid off dividends. I mean, you're a legend in the Adelaide 36ers. You talk about coming and Marty Clark, who was the head coach at the time. Was it a hard choice or was it a very easy one in the end when you look back at it?
It was. I mean, I was only talking to really two teams at that time, maybe three. But again, like I said, Marty, I knew it'd be hard work. I'd get better, and I had to work hard. And I think it's about opportunity when you're young, like just getting a chance to kind of show what you can do. And I was pretty fortunate through injuries at Melbourne and Adelaide to actually get some minutes there when I probably wasn't quite ready for them. But then it kind of just showed me what I had to do to earn those minutes. And then going forward, I kind of did what I had to keep my role in the on-court team.
And then from what transpired, again, mention some of the numbers through your Adelaide career. It's phenomenal. And again, nobody really could appreciate to the level you did it at unless you could watch you go about your business every single night. So I need to ask you, what is some of the best memories from your time with the 36ers on the court?
Oh, I mean, some of those teams we had, like playing in the grand finals and the playoffs, was a pretty special time. I think we kept a pretty solid core group together for, I think it was like 4 or 5 years. And a lot of those guys are still friends now. And that was a pretty special time. winning helps keep everyone happy and enjoying the process. Some of those years where you're not winning too much are pretty difficult, but no, I think I'm just grateful. I've said the people you get to meet along the journey is kind of the most important thing, and being able to build those relationships and still have them when it's all done is pretty special. So yeah, those are the things I look back on pretty fondly. And unfortunately, you don't really remember the bad things too much. So it's nice to just remember all the good things and focus on those.
Is there one season or one team in particular, whether it be just the camaraderie or getting to the championship series, that stands out above most? Is there one team in particular, group of guys that you'll always look back on that comes to mind first?
Oh, there's different eras and different periods. Like, kind of been lucky to have a lot of good groups through the times. But I think that year we kind of lost to your group was pretty special group, and I would have liked for us to win a championship with that group because we were pretty close. Hung out off the court a lot and kind of were together for a big period of time. So it would have been nice to kind of to cut that off with a championship. But at the same time, I'm still very grateful for those times. And like I said, all those guys are all still pretty good mates, which was something nice.
As I said, I've had the chance to really appreciate what you've done for a long time now. But for those new fans to the NBL this season, if they're going to go back and now look at some Daniel Johnson highlights, how would you describe your game?
I don't know, really. I was kind of just accumulate some stuff along the way. Just did enough right to kind of make it work. But no, I don't know. I guess I pride myself on putting the work in and making sure I didn't have too many flaws. I don't know, shooting some funky shots here and there, which is nice, and hopefully some of those come up. But no, I mean, I was pretty grateful to play with some special players and guys that made it easy for me. And I think some of those groups that we had some success with, there's a lot of talent, and sometimes that helps you kind of, I don't know, get some open shots and stuff like that, which helps. But it'd be nice to see some of the highlights up there, and appreciate some of the stupid things I was doing. Yeah.
Oh, the word funky was what I was going to use, by the way. I was glad you said it because it really was. The way that you could go about scoring the ball is very unique to everybody else. You did it at a high rate. So that leads me to the jersey retirement Monday once again. Where were you when you first found out that this was going to happen? Because it's an honor that some things in professional sport are just inevitable, and this was one of them, that you belong up there with the all-time greats, especially of the Adelaide 36ers, but really of the NBL as well.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of came around like a bit randomly. I'm very grateful for it, obviously. But when it was first announced, I was kind of shocked me a bit. Obviously I was expecting it to be a bit of period of time, and but now it's kind of sunk in. I'm just grateful for it and appreciate the club for doing it for me. It's going to be special for my family and all them coming out, which is going to be cool. But I mean, obviously playing for the club for such a long period of time, you get to hear about the history and the players that came before you, and I got a lot of respect for the guys that are already up there, which is just nice to be mentioned alongside them and be able to go to games and see this thing lit up there is going to be pretty special, I think.
Does it mean even more so now that you are a father, and again, to be able to let them go back and go down memory lane and see the type of competitor, the type of player that Dad was? I'm assuming that means a whole lot more.
Yeah, it does. I think, as you know, being a parent, it kind of changes things a lot and your perspectives a lot. Some of the things that used to bother you don't really matter anymore, which is nice. So, I'll be excited for them when they get a bit older and kind of know what it's all about, to be able to see that. And it's pretty special. And for my parents as well, I'm pretty grateful for, the opportunities I had growing up, and to kind of pay that back and be like, you were a big part of that. It's going to be pretty special as well. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Now, I know you're still hooping when you can, you're getting out there and doing your thing. How's the body feeling overall? You're only 36, and again, I know you don't have to move far. You never had to do a whole lot to just get a bucket. How are you feeling?
I feel good, actually. The body's actually best it's felt in a long time, which is nice. So, I'm enjoying semi-retirement. Playing NBL 1, which has been nice. It kind of still get the little competitive juices flowing, but you're not training every day, which is nice. So, no, I'm enjoying it. Keep doing it for a while. Like I said, we got a pretty special group there as well. Makes it easy to show up, and everyone's focused on the right things and playing for the right reasons, which makes it nice. So I'm really enjoying playing still.
I'm still waiting for you to eclipse. I can't remember the exact stats, but when we were at South Adelaide, the 42, I think, was 15, 12, and 11 blocks. It's one of the best quadruple doubles I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the only game I played defense in my career. But we'll take it.
Before I let you go, Talk a little bit about the league. You said you like to keep watching right now. And again, you've played against a lot of the guys now who are still going and they're still playing at a high level. But especially this year, the scoring side of it, it's been a long time. I can't even recall the last time we've seen the numbers of the NBL go up like this. You enjoying watching the way the league's growing like that?
Yeah, I am. I think the best fit for me is every game you tune in, you just have no idea who's going to win every game, which is pretty special, pretty cool to see. Obviously, following Adelaide, like still wanting them to have success, and I think they got a group that can do it if they get it together. So that's been enjoyable, and probably don't watch as much as I could or should probably, but yeah, as time goes on, I'll get out to some more games hopefully and support the guys. But no, it's good to see where the league's at. Obviously, over our time, we've seen it kind of go up and down and back up again, and where it is now is it's pretty credit to everyone who's in charge and running it.
It's funny you mentioned how you don't know what's going to happen every single game night. And again, I'm just looking back to even when it all began for you from 2008, 2009. Whoever makes the top 6 in the NBL this season, any single team legitimately has a chance to win. And I can't recall that in a final series.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Even like when we were competing for championships, you kind of knew the top 4 was pretty set from halfway point of the season. But yeah, honestly, couldn't pick from 1 through to 9 who's going to make finals and who's going to be there at the end. So yeah, it makes for good viewing.
I look forward to seeing you at some more Adelaide games. I like that you mentioned the talent that they have. And again, now that you've moved on from that part of playing at the highest level, when you see things in the media or whatever it is, and teams are having a players-only meeting, you've been in every side of it, the highs, the lows, the players' meetings, all of that, the individual meetings. When you're removed from it and you see it all, does it bring back memories, or do you just sit there being like, oh, I don't miss that?
Oh, I don't miss it, the player meetings, but it definitely brings back memories. And yeah, it's kind of funny. You play for long enough, and the same issues come up year after year, and the same ways of fixing it. And you just see the teams going through trends and trying to be moving in the right direction at the right time of the year. It's pretty interesting to sit back and watch it without anything on the line. And yeah, it's pretty funny. Just you have a crisis meeting and everything's fixed, which is nice to see. But yeah, it's the things you don't miss. You just want to go out there and play, but unfortunately, all those little things have to go into it as well.